Good morning, everybody. This is Britton with Aligned with Prosperity, Power, and Purpose. And I hope you're all having an absolutely wonderful day. I know I am. I'm outside. It is absolutely spectacular out here today. So let's jump right in to our lesson. We were talking about, are there emotions that keep you from being financially prosperous, from running your business properly? And we're doing this series, and we're going into each of the emotions that we deal with on a daily basis. Perhaps some, maybe not on a daily basis, but more than likely, yeah, you do. Today, we're going to talk about bitterness. Now, I'm sure there's a few of you who are saying, well, what does bitterness have to do with my business and me not being financially successful? I'm going to try and really get to the point and keep this brief, but I want to read you two quotes. The first quote is by Harry Fosdick, and it says, "Bitterness imprisons life, love releases it. Bitterness paralyzes life, love empowers it. Bitterness sours life, love sweetens it. Bitterness sickens life, love heals it. Bitterness blinds life, love anoints its eyes." And the second quote is from Proverbs 14:10, and it says, "Each heart knows its own bitterness, and no one else can share its joy." I don't know necessarily whether we see this in younger adults, but I know if you are really cognizant and really pay attention to the people around you on a daily basis, you'll notice that a lot of older adults really suffer from bitterness. And I also think that our younger generation suffers from a lot of bitterness. If it weren't so, I don't think that we would have the kind of violence that we see in our world. If people weren't harboring such bitterness, whether it's bitterness towards a family member or a peer or a coworker, we tend to hold on to this really destructive emotion, and we really need to release that and let that go. Bitterness, it is true, bitterness will imprison you. It will keep you from fulfilling your destiny. Bitterness will have you so wound up and bound up that you're paralyzed. You can't even do your daily tasks because something is eating away at you. And what you really need to do is find out what that is, because more than likely, if you're holding a grudge or you're holding bitterness in your heart or in your life towards somebody or a situation, more than likely they don't even know about it, and the only one who's suffering is you. So as much as I know this piece of advice is going to be very difficult, you need to forgive that person or that situation, number one. And then you need to forgive yourself for allowing it to happen, or forgive yourself for perhaps not recognizing the signs before the situation happened. I mean, that happens all the time, and then we feel guilty, and then we get angry, and then we get bitter at the person who caused us the pain, and then we hold on to it, and then it manifests in every area of our life. And if we're trying to be abundant, there's no way you can be abundant and bitter. It just doesn't work that way. You have to choose. Am I going to be abundant in every area of my life, or am I going to hold on to this bitterness and have it trip me up in everything that I do? And I mean, you can be bitter at a person for, a business deal that went wrong, but you know what? That is going to affect you in your personal relationship with your husband or wife. It's going to affect your relationship with your children. It's going to affect your friendships. You're just not going to be a very happy person. And that is not what your destiny is. So my advice to you is, if you feel that you're harboring bitterness about any issue at all, And then you look at your productivity throughout the day, throughout the week, throughout the month. And how many times are you attempting to be productive and your thoughts start wandering to the situation that caused you that bitterness? Every time you catch that happening, it's keeping you from being all that you can be. It's keeping you from being your best. So you need to be aware of your own emotions. And unfortunately, we've become so desensitized in our society in general that we don't even pay attention to what we're feeling. Half the time we don't know what we're feeling. And that's really, really dangerous. So today, I ask you to really pay attention to what you're feeling. If you feel joy, stop and ask yourself, why do I feel so joyful right now? Okay, you need to start attaching pictures of what is going on in your life to the feeling and to that emotion. So the next time you feel bitterness about something, you can say, I don't want to feel that. I want to remember and feel that joy. And you can pull up that picture in your mind of that joyful situation and totally just demolish that picture of bitterness that you have in your mind. And then you can be more productive, because that's the whole key to our success is being productive and giving value not only to our customers or business associates or clients, but to our family, to give them value, to give them the very best that we have to offer on a daily basis. So this is Britton aligned with prosperity, power, and purpose, and I hope you have an absolutely powerful and purposeful and prosperous day.